that. Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd at Heart. Today we're going to be talking about travel with our friend Trevor Young. So if you guys haven't seen the interview with Trevor that we started off with, please watch that video first. Learn a little bit more about Trevor. And the great thing is this is going to be a really good episode because he's a big fan of the Disney parks. And there might be a little bit of talk about the new treasure ship that's out on the Disney Cruise Line. So, guys, sit back, enjoy, have a fun time. All right. Also, I want to thank our sponsors for today, Carters Wonderous Journey. Guys, if you're looking to make a vacation and you want to go somewhere, Disney parks, Orlando, Universal, you want to go out to California, you want to go anywhere, it doesn't matter. Carters Wonderous Journey is here for you, and it's free of charge, guys. It doesn't cost you a thing to talk to them. Just go find them on Facebook, PM them on Facebook, or you can write carterswj@gmail.com, carterswj@gmail.com. Message them, let them know that you're looking to go somewhere. They'll help you out. Doesn't cost you an extra penny. Guys, enjoy the show. That's cringe.
You know, we saw at D23 this year that they are expanding the fleet of Disney cruise ships.
Oh, yeah.
Exponentially.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you recently just came from, you know, a Disney cruise, I take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, with everything happening, you know, they just launched, I believe they inaugurated the Treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Not
quite yet, but
they christened it. No,
that's what I'm going
christened for. And they've allowed press to go on and do 6-hour tours. So they were doing 6-hour tours in groups so that they can make sure that they can show off some of the food, show off some of the new performances, because and this little thing, this tiny little thing, part of the ship that's called the what is it named after? It's named after something famous. Is it maybe the Haunted Mansion Parlor?
There you go.
So, something small.
So you just, you went on a cruise, you're seeing all these other cruises. How do you feel Disney is combating like the cruises? Do you feel like they're putting a lot more effort there?
Yeah. So Disney Treasure, Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, he said something about the Disney Treasure, which after watching a lot of videos from the press day of all the spaces, I think it's pretty true. This is the first time they've truly brought theme park immersive theming to the ships.
Okay.
So you see that if you want to watch videos, look up on YouTube. There's tons of videos on YouTube right now about all these new spaces, but Haunted Mansion Parlor, incredibly themed, especially compared to the bar that's in the same place on the Wish of Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge.
Yeah.
That lounge on the Wish looks very lackluster. Not that great Star Wars theming, but the Haunted Mansion is super great.
Yeah.
Then you got Skipper's Canteen.
Yeah.
The bar. So it's the Jungle Cruise themed bar.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Again, incredible theming. You got Periscope Pub, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah.
You got a roof in there that looks like you're underwater in a submarine and whales and fish and stuff.
Just way more immersion.
Way more immersion.
Yeah. Okay. So do you feel like they're doing this to combat other cruise lines? And, it's like we talked about earlier that going to the parks has become so expensive. It's like you even said, Trevor, you'd rather just do a cruise because it's all included. You're spending the same amount of money. You're there for a week.
And
do you feel like that they're doing this as an alternative for people who have the same amount of money, but it's like, hey, I've been to the parks a lot of times, and there's nothing like we discussed really being added right now, but they've got all these cruise ships.
I would definitely say go on a cruise.
Okay.
Cruising is I would say they're not really competing with any other cruise lines, because if you're going on a Disney cruise, you know you like the Disney cruise,
Yeah.
or you know you like Disney.
Oh, the
or you know
price
your
point,
kids like Disney.
between a Disney cruise and other cruises is usually quite stark.
Right. Like when you think of other cruise lines, you're thinking of the cheaper cruise lines like Carnival, Royal Caribbean. Disney's like the next tier above that, and you're I don't know the other ones. I have a coworker at my job who's an avid cruiser, and this is what he said, that Disney's like the bottom of the more expensive cruises.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, because you have like Princess, you have Norwegian,
You've got
and Norwegian is still cheaper than Disney, but it's considered a very ritzy cruise.
Right.
But Disney, you're getting into, well, you're doing Disney, I mean, because you love Disney, and it's a great cruise. I tell you what, if I could have gone on that cruise with the Oceaneering Club and the way that looks, I mean, whoa. That is
which Oceaneering Club, because there's Oceaneering Clubs on every Disney.
I know, but on the Wish, you get the Marvel and you get the Star Wars and you get the those look great. I know you get the Marvel, no, you get the Star Wars on the Treasure.
Yep.
And a lot of the other kid areas are very similar.
Yes.
But I don't think you get the Marvel one. I
You
think you do. Okay,
yeah.
so I mean it sounds like the Wish and the Treasure are very similar.
Yeah, well, they're sister ships.
Yeah.
Same class, and then their third sister's coming out next year, the Destiny. So those are all going to have the same exact layout, a lot of the same, because they're the same layout, same clubs and same dining rooms. We won't see anything new until they announce what the next 4 sister ship or 3 sister ships are going to be.
Okay. So in your opinion, Trevor, as we're talking about it, you just said earlier, you would recommend, especially in this day and age with the economy where it is, everything like that, you would recommend a cruise over a Disney trip.
Yeah, it's our favorite way to do Disney.
Okay.
Cruising,
and I just want to point out, that hey, you can do that by contacting Carters Wonderous Journeys, and they will help set you up on that cruise.
Yeah.
They will help set you up whether you want to go on the Disney Treasure, the Wish, or what is the Destiny next year.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, and one of the really great things about cruises, especially if you don't like doing tons and tons, I mean, you can walk a lot on a cruise ship.
Oh, yeah.
But on the other hand, you also can sit down a lot on a cruise ship. And if mommy and daddy want to have a nice little day out from each other with each other, so easy. You just push the little kids down the slide.
Yep.
And then go get a dinner at Paolo's or something,
or Remy,
or just go to the buffets.
Yeah.
There's the snack areas, the free drinks.
Go to the infinity pool at the back of the ship.
What's that now?
Go to the infinity pool at the back of the ship.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing is that unlike a lot of like general drinks and things like that are included with the Disney packages, whereas most ships, other cruise lines, you have to pay separately. So Disney includes a lot with what you pay. So you do pay more, but you get all these things already taken care of. The only thing, there are a few things like the what do they call it? The jumbo
suites.
Yeah, like jumbo suite, Paolo's, like some of these dinings are separate costs and fees.
Spa.
But the thing is, it's not like, but you could go to the back of the ship over there to the snack areas that they have that are just available for you.
Yeah.
So, or you get food,
Yeah.
Go get you a burger.
Well, also Disney's like one of the only cruise lines who does rotational dining.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and then on top of that, it's dinner theater. You get shows with this. So
not every place, but on the Wish and Treasure at 2 of the 3 places. So
well, you get the what is it? So on the Treasure, it's Coco and Marvel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what's the third one then?
1923.
Oh, okay.
It's themed after Walt Disney and Roy Disney and their It's the animation. And it's kind of like if you've seen in pictures of animators palette, but classed up to like
Yeah.
Hollywood's in the 20s.
Yeah. Okay. So you get those. I mean, so that's a nice little dining, and the food's supposed to be very good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so yeah.
So I was just on a cruise, like Patrick said, on the
Yeah.
Dream, and I won't say this so he's not embarrassed, but someone we cruised with, he's like, guys, this cruise was worth it just for the food. We got them. I went up 2 belt sizes on our cruise.
Yikes.
Wow. I mean, he got his money's worth.
Right.
I'm always happy for a man who got his money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go. Yeah. All right. I'm jealous now because I've been debating the whole idea. The really great thing is like setting up Disney. You could pay in drips and drabs until you pay it off.
Yeah.
So that's one of the big benefits. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I think that sounds awesome. I know. So where's the treasure sailing out of? Where's that one?
I believe Port Canaveral, and it's doing
Oh,
7
so is
days
it?
sailings in the Eastern and Western Caribbean.
Okay. All right. So the treasure. So, oh, sorry. Did I say wish or treasure?
You said treasure, I believe.
Okay, good. So, because I know the wish is out of there right now as well.
Yeah.
So, do you know if they're just planning to put like all the sister ships in one area and then another set of ships somewhere else?
I mean, they have Disney has 2 ports which they're themed to right now, which is Fort Lauderdale, the Port Everglades, and Port Canaveral. Both have actual buildings that are Disney themed that you can go to. So Port Canaveral is the first one. That's their like most iconic one. They're going to put the newer, nicer ships to go out of Port Canaveral.
Gotcha.
And then they're going to probably put the rest of the ships going out of Fort Lauderdale.
So I got, how about, all right, because I was just thinking about this, so they used to be, so I'm trying to remember which one it was. So Castaway Bay was their first island.
Castaway Key.
So Castaway Key, excuse me.
Yep.
And then now it's Lighthouse Bay.
Lighthouse Point.
Lighthouse, well, that's something.
Yeah. You're okay.
You got the first
it's Lookout
Nobody's
K at Lighthouse Point.
All right, yeah. So, have you been to both islands now?
No, I've only been to Castaway Key.
Oh, okay. So how was that? Because I've
I mean, this was my 5th time going to Castaway, and it's amazing.
All right.
I don't know anyone who doesn't like Castaway.
Okay.
There's been talk on. I was talking to someone on the ship who did a back-to-back cruise, which is when you do the cruise on the same ship.
Oh, okay.
Cruise the next cruise. So, she was saying that they went to Lighthouse Point and then Castaway Key.
Okay.
And everyone who didn't go on a cruise before went to Lighthouse Point and then Castaway Key liked Lighthouse Point better. But everyone who cruised before and went to Castaway liked Castaway better.
Okay.
So, Castaway is just great. It's got an adult beach. It's got 2 family beaches. It's got area counter, bike rental, tube rental, snorkeling rental. There's a bunch
so you can have a fun time.
You can do.
Yeah.
So it's really great. It's all the food and staff comes off the ship with you, and you can just get food and ice cream and stuff like you can on the ship.
Yeah, I just thought about this, Trevor. Are you a character hunter when it comes to photos?
I am not. No.
No. Okay.
Because that thing growing up from being little, knowing they're fake. I've never been that into.
Yeah.
The character hunting.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I know, like, if you watch, because I watch a lot of YouTube stuff because I live vicariously through other people. And some of these people are just absolutely nuts. Like, I mean, don't take that derogatively. You're crazy. They go after, they go after like Disney characters, and they go, "There's an exclusive costume at Castaway Key."
There's exclusive
costumes. Song,
so like I mean, if you think about it in the collection mindset, you're wanting pictures of the characters in all their costumes. I can see that. Like,
Yeah.
being a reason.
They get like I've seen people get weepy. It's like Mickey's so great. And I'm just I mean, and I'm like, yeah, no, he is.
To be fair, I feel like most of us are not. The three of us are not a target audience for the characters. The target audience is really little kids.
I say that, and the first time I get to hug Mickey, it's like, I love Mickey. That's what's gonna happen. I haven't hugged that mouse in so many years. The last time I didn't hug him in Japan. I bowed to him in Japan. So but that was it. Oh my gosh.
Bowed to Mickey-san. But
you do.
But so overall, you say that it was a great trip. You had a really great time.
Yeah, I was on my least favorite ship out of the ships I've been on, but still Disney cruise.
So now you gotta elaborate why that one.
Yeah, why was this the least favorite ship? Just comes off. Yeah, this one was bottom of the rung.
Yeah,
it's like, oh wow,
worst of the worst.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it was bad.
That ooze boosh and caviar.
Yeah. It's not that
I wouldn't have paid $1,000 for that.
It was great. Actually, probably one of the best servers I've had on the ship because the servers rotate the dining with you. First time we actually went up and tipped them more than the prepaid gratuity. So, but I don't know. So we've been on the Magic, the Fantasy, and the Dream, and the Fantasy and the Dream are sister ships.
Mm-hmm.
So why I like the Fantasy more? I think the adult area, so the bars are themed way better.
Okay.
They on the Fantasy they got the main adult area is called the Tube. It's themed after England. Subways.
Yeah.
So I think that's fun. It was fun theming, but on the Dream it's evolution and it's themed around butterflies ish. That's not a great theming.
Okay.
And then there's like a main hub for all the bars on the Treasure and not the Treasure, the Fantasy and the Dream. The main hub on the Fantasy is like a carousel.
Okay.
It's like French and it's got Vespa in there. And in the Dream, it's just like it's a lounge. It's a lounge.
That's what makes it special.
You're right.
It's a lounge.
Yeah, it's a lounge.
The butterflies.
Right.
It's a lounge.
The whole theming of like the Dream adult area as you enter is like you're a celebrity and you're famous, but in the Fantasy it's more immersive. So like the pub on the Fantasy is a Irish fishes pub called O'Gill.
Okay.
And the pub on the Dream is Pub 687, themed to the building of the Dream. Because it was the 687th ship built at the dock. So if you see these comparisons I'm doing, you can see why, just by spending the amount of time you do in the adult areas, that I prefer the Fantasy.
No, I get it now. I mean, I think after you told, actually, you know what? Nothing cinched me until you said this was the bar 607.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Well, it was a 607 boat we made.
Yeah.
It's just like, we only have a slew of things we can pull from. Yeah, I know, but
I mean, that's really on the nose. It's like, oh, you didn't have any creativity left in the bucket today.
What they should have called it is the pub. This is the pub. Why is it called the pub? Well, it's a pub. You're in the pub.
Pub.
The pub.
The pub.
Well, there's no decoration. Well, what do you need? It's a pub.
I mean, even they could have themed it like 101 Dalmatians. Call it the pup pub.
Yeah, call it UC Spots.
Yeah, I mean
that way you don't know if you're drunk.
Right.
Something would have been better than just 607, baby.
After the 12th shot, you're sitting there going, I think I see spots. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I think I see the Dalmatians.
Yeah,
So-
no, you're
It's
on.
mainly the adult area. That is why the dream is worse than the fantasy.
Okay, I mean, I get it.
But the smaller ships, like the Magic and the Wonder, I think are nicer because it seems more intimate.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for me, like my big thing is I really want to ride the Wish, but then also like after seeing the Treasure,
Mhm.
I tell you what, I was not like 100% sold on the Haunted Mansion parlor
Uh-huh.
thing until I saw the show,
Uh-huh.
because
And
that
that-
was so cool.
And the
Where it's
show-
like,
I don't know
Huh?
if you saw this in your video that you watched, but the show is just it's not even that show
Yeah.
throughout the entire time. There's different shows.
yeah,
That's just one of the shows that's in the Haunted Mansion parlor.
yeah, but that's the thing, it just kind of does that. Whereas, like you were talking about the Hyperspace Lounge, I
Uh-huh.
mean, it literally is a bar that's kind of Star Wars-ish, and
Yeah.
it just has a big LCD that you hyperspace to a new
Every 15
location every
minutes,
few
yep.
minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it's
You
the
know?
one little bit of Star Wars we get, these days. So
Well,
yeah,
except if you're in the Oceaneers Club. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
if you're
no.
a kid, you could get a bunch of Star Wars.
Yeah, you can
Well,
get.
some
you
of
can be
us
lousy
just
with
have to
it,
deal with
in the-
aging. Aging
Well,
and time.
Here's a secret though. There's open houses to the kids clubs. where
on the
anyone
first
can
day
come
usually,
visit.
right?
Not
That's
even on the first day. Usually every day. There's some time
Oh, okay.
where every kids club you can come visit for
So I can just roll up in there and be like, "Yeah, guys, let's all pledge loyalty to the Emperor."
And I
Yeah.
guarantee you that would not go well.
Yeah.
I was
and they're
about to
going,
say,
"Sir,
it's
we
like-
need to leave."
The open house is like, hey, come on, adults, come play with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bust up in there. Luke
can-
Skywalker's a terrorist.
That's all he
What?
is, really. All right. Well, gosh, I mean, it's a lot of information to kind of take in, but so we actually have one more section we're going to talk. Well, maybe we'll be able to squeeze in today, but that's a lot about this. And actually, I tell you what, you've got me convinced that I need to do a cruise. I've been debating this because my somewhere between having two little kids,
Mhm.
it's like I want to take them to that magical adventure to see Magic Kingdom for the first time, but I am lazy.
Yep.
So there is a payoff to going on a cruise.
Right.
It's like, all right, kids, see you later.
And
Yeah,
also,
bye.
you're seeing the world. It's not just a
Jeez.
Disney vacation. You're going to ports. You're going to places you haven't been to before.
That's right. That's right. I am going.
Yeah.
They can stay in the ocean.
I am going. You will stay here. God.
So I mean, that sounds really. Oh gosh, yeah. I'm gonna have
That's
to debate.
fun.
Yeah,
All right. We're gonna come right back with our last segment.
yeah. So let's talk about some Marvel stuff. All right, folks. So that's it for the travel section. We'll see you in a little bit to do the Marvel talk and talk about movies in general, and then we'll move on from there. Okay. See you soon.